Hello! Hello!
Oh,
Hello!
hi.
Hello!
Hi.
Oh,
And welcome to some heckin' art.
Art.
Ort.
My name is John and I am joined by Sean
Hello.
and Sean,
Heyo.
and we're gonna do something creative tonight. I want to do more of this.
Yeah.
Not thinking creatively.
So we've done this once before, and me and Tanny sat and did some artworks and chatted. And so I'm hoping that if we just keep doing it, we'll keep doing it.
Yep.
That's how this works, right?
I mean, that's generally how things happen. Like, you have to do things for them to be done.
Yeah. If we do the things, they get done.
Yeah.
Um so Sean over there is doing some art of some burbs.
Yep. Burb.
Is this a wildflower or is this is a
Yep.
wildflower.
I'll zoom out. You can see the whole thing. Yes, tis a wildflower.
So
Tis my art style.
is this one gonna go on a t-shirt?
Yeah, potentially cards as well. One day I swear I'm going to find a beach towel that things can go on, because do I need them in my life? Yes, I do.
Well, that answered that question very quickly and succinctly.
Yeah. I also realised the lines I drew were on the wrong layer, I think. Because isn't that always the way? But yeah, these are my barbs. And this is my actual size, so there will be more detail coming.
Okay.
But yeah.
And Sean is here to chat in a creative fashion.
I have no talent, so I can't paint or anything.
Sean has other talents that lie in other fields. Just in a field.
I do have a particular set of skills.
Do they make
That I will
make you a nightmare
and
for
I will
people
fight
like us?
you. I will fight you, and I will kill you.
Oh.
No, they, they're a nightmare for DMs like you.
Oh.
That's Sean's skill set is
Yeah,
deleting every crit
my
you've ever rolled.
yeah, my that's my particular skill set.
I look forward to the new game that starts up in a few weeks' time where Sean won't be able to do that for the first few levels at least.
Or so you think.
You say that. Little do you know that I have found a loophole, the rarest of all loopholes. That means all critical hits are nothing.
Oh. I'm going to do some painting. And so I've got that you can see in the background of the face cam shot here, a red dragon model. And my goal is to paint the red dragon model as Halanaxus, the crimson monarch from In the Clutches of the Cult. Because I saw this model that had I think it was originally called Kazarai the Scarred. It's a Warhammer Age of Sigmar figure. And it has
Yeah.
massive scarring down the side of its face and down the side of its neck. And I want to paint that up like the cracked lava surface.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that is sort of the look that Halanaxus had. That he was a red dragon with patches, initially patches of lava, and then he went full on lava when killed the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna be painting him primarily tonight, mostly because he is a heckin' big model, and that's going to take me a lot of time. I have painted him red. I regret not getting the spray can of red paint that I had seen at my local gaming emporium and doing it that way. because they were selling off a can of exactly the red base coat that I was using cheaply because somebody had broken the lid.
Yeah, that would have been good.
And I should have done that. Because when I finished painting him the base coat of red, it looked like I'd been doing a murder. My hands were splattered with red paint.
Yeah, I mean, it would have looked like you'd have airbrushed blood everywhere still if you had have been using the can, so I don't think you saved yourself that much trouble.
But I have a sample piece. I was telling you guys on the Discord call about this before we started the stream, or as we were starting the stream. So I have a sample piece that I've painted up, which you can see on the face cam now, or on the stream cam. Hey, Tanny.
It's a tiny face.
And so this, if I get it off the sprue, that'll allow me to position it better on the camera. So this is basically the red colouring with a mixture of blood for the blood god. No, it isn't. Is it? It might be. No, blood for the blood god is blood. Don't want that one. It is a mixture of Flesh Tearers red, which is a contrast red paint that sort of runs into the cracks and the low points and makes those darker, but gives an overall slightly glossy tone. And then a coat over the top of that of Nuln oil, which is a shade paint that does, again, very much just run and sink into the indentations and crevices and texture detail, and just overall make the whole thing look a little bit darker. And so I think that looks very good for sort of the back of the figure and for most of the scales.
Yeah.
But I think we need a little bit of definition, especially sort of along the neck and chest area of Halanaxis.
Right.
So I'd attempted on this to do a slight lightening of this area with just doing a dry brush of a lighter colour. And as you can see, it hasn't worked, I don't think.
Right.
Like, the texture looks different because the shininess of these scales isn't matched on these scales.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it just kind of looks a bit splodgy. So what I'm thinking I should do, what I'm thinking I'm going to try, and will work better hopefully, is I've got this... I've got a couple of layer paints to do the lava effect in the scars. And so I've got Fire Dragon Bright and Phalanx Yellow. And so I think if I build those up over the red base coat before I layer on the contrast paints, that will sort of all tie together and have the same sort of texture all over, but with a slight lightening on the front.
Yeah.
Because these will be under those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm glad that makes sense to everyone.
Yeah,
no,
everyone.
it makes no sense to me. Repeat it every single.
Hello! Hello, 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 hello.
Right from the beginning, yeah. Hello.
So, here is Halanaxis, the Crimson Monarch. So obviously I also need to go in and do the rubble that he is stood on.
Yeah.
And probably should do some of that before I do a lot of red around his claws. So I'll probably start with doing some of the oranges onto his throat and chest.
Yeah.
And then while that's drying, I can look at doing some stonework.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of model here. We've got a lot of model, especially
yeah,
with this
and
wing.
Switch places to some extent as you need to.
Yeah. So let's...
As long as you don't accidentally touch the other sections.
Yeah. I mean, also, unfortunately, he doesn't fit into my very little model holder that I have for holding models when painting them, so that's annoying. I hope I can actually fit him on the camera while painting, because
No.
that's also going to be
you
an
might
issue.
just have to rig the
If I put the
camera higher if it needs to be.
if I put the camera
Just put the camera
here,
put the camera near the ceiling. She'll be fine.
if I put the camera up there, that gives a better view, I think.
Yeah.
If I can work out where that is.
More to your left. Yeah.
Got there. And then I've got my palette here, which is a Sean Crayford original.
Yeah. The fact you could take the card out and, use the card and just keep the cello, but,
Well, I mean, I can still take the card out and use the card.
Oh, and also, technically, it's a random Shown Creations creation.
Same person.
That is it. Is it the same person? It might not be.
I mean, actually, it does say random Shown Creations.
It does. No one can spell my name.
It's BFL PQPR NYZ, yeah?
Yeah. Why am I...
Oh.
We don't know why you're no.
Drawing on the wrong bloody layer.
I need to share that. I knew there was something I forgot to share. Hang on.
Apparently, I'm a butt.
Chat won't be able to see this thing, but it's a tickle talk. A ticker talk that I saw.
Sorry, I've leant entirely out of the camera there.
There we go. I think that's it. Yeah.
We're going to need Tanny on John get back in the camera watch.
That will also require me to be on the watch the stream chat.
I have shared a thing into the ticker talks for those who are within this call and those who are on the server.
That means if you're not on our Discord server,
you should probably get on that so you can see the wonder that I've just shared.
There is incentive.
Just let my soul process that.
I will look after stream.
Yeah. Can I have one of those? Yep. There we go.
So there's some orange to his central chest area.
Yes.
Might need another layer of orange. This orange that it's Fire Dragon Orange. I've used it once before, and it has a very light coating.
It's not the densest of pigment.
It's not the densest of pigment. It is a layer paint.
Yeah.
So it is designed to go on in layers and build up on itself.
Yeah.
Because they Games Workshop, and I probably discussed this on the previous art stream, and we'll discuss this on future ones as well. But hey, each stream is somebody's first stream. They have base coat paints, which are sort of designed to be the lowest level of paint, and they tend to have a fairly thick pigment.
Okay.
They do contrast paints, which have a mixture of pigment and sort of an inking. That Foxy Boy says a thick pigment, a thickment.
A figment of your imagination.
I was gonna go to thickment.
So the contrast paints have sort of a thin color, a thin texture to them, but have color that sinks into the lower sections, but also does a all over color sample. Then the shades that are very much more for just running into the lines and the grooves and the textures.
Yeah.
Layer paints that are designed to go on over the top of the base.
Yeah.
They also have the technical paints, like this is Tesseract Glow, that I need to properly get it mixed. It's a weird one, this one. This one's designed for doing like glowing elements. But also things like the Blood for the Blood Gods, which is designed to do bloodstains on swords and things. And it's quite a shiny paint. Because it's blood.
Wet blood.
Blood specifically.
And then this one as well. I've not used this yet. I want to. This is the technical paint Agrellan Badland, which you basically layer on really thickly onto your base of your model, and it cracks and pulls itself apart and sort of makes it look like caked mud.
Oh, I had nail varnish like that once. Believe it or not.
I assume not for making it look like cracked apocalypse landscape.
So
right?
For making it look cracked.
John's bought some nail varnish.
Well, I've done that too, but
yeah, for making it look cracked, give it a crackle effect. Not as thickly, I imagine.
I would assume.
But yeah, that is also a thing that you can get nail varnish to do.
Let's get some Dark Reaper on these.
It's also an effect some people want on furniture, so you can get a furniture paint like it as well.
A cracked furniture paint.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know when, like, because as furniture paint ages,
it cracks.
It kind of cracks, and you get those sort of those units that people have just painted layer by layer by layer, and it begins to crack at some point. It's the instant version of that, essentially.
Fair. The Gurk says, I lurk in and we're talking about crack.
Yep.
Yes. Only the finest crack.
I need a paintbrush.
There we go. The burbs are looking like burbs. Yee. Burbs. The thing that they don't have, that they do all need to have. They don't have any, like, eye pupil.
You'll do.
They need eye.
Burbs do need eyes.
Now then.
I'm also gonna...
Just propaganda.
No, you're gonna move light. There we go.
You're having a propaganda.
No, it's propaganda that they need food. Don't need water or
Eyes.
anything. Eyes. That's the one. They don't need eyes.
Always shake your paints.
That was...
And just beat the devil out of it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not got an easel
the
to
devil.
beat the devil out of it.
You also don't have the throw to be able to beat the devil.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
One day, John. One day.
A man can
One day.
dream.
John will just come on the stream and you'll have a huge throw. He'd have gone out and gotten the most ultra perm in the world.
Right, so we're
I
gonna
need noses.
get in and
I think noses is more detail than I need to give them. Also, you'll see from the fact that I'm scrolling in and out like a maniac, this is why I can't do TikToks. Essentially.
A likely story.
I'm gonna...
Because if I did it as a hyperlapse...
Sean, can you give one bird a little hat? Says Michael. Sorry, that foxy boy. I don't know who that foxy boy is.
Who could it be?
I am gonna give him a nice little chat. This one, what kind of hat are we talking? Let's go like
Trilby? Crown?
This one's going like a kind of top hat.
I was going to say it's not that.
Yeah.
I'm painting this grey bit in grey.
What?
Wait.
What kind of bullshit is this?
And then it needs a black band around it. There we go.
That foxy boy says it's a mystery who he is. It's going to be difficult to paint this bit and keep it in camera shot because there's a dragon in the way.
Tanny, get out of the way.
So you guys are going to just look at the back of
This
a
is
dragon.
Sean's other talent.
You guys get to
Also,
see
another
wings of
news, I have
dragon.
cake.
I'm sorry. I thought I had someone mention that I had a talent. Lies.
Not cake.
Sean has cake.
Cake.
I don't have cake. This is a sad time for everyone. No, I don't have cake. I got biscuits.
Biscuits aren't cake, Sean.
I know they are. But that's the closest thing I have to cake. In form of baked good.
True, it is a baked good.
I also have a tub of chocolate hazelnut spread.
Unbranded.
Unbranded. That I have been dunking ginger nut biscuits into. It's very good.
That sounds
Can recommend.
sounds a good mix.
It's very, very good. Very, very good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Is this hat enough?
Is this hatful of? Is this enough hatification?
The foxy one approves.
I love it.
a top hat, a party hat, and a crown.
That is a lot of variants of hats.
In true art fashion. What sort of brush we're going for? We've got Bob Ross. Bob Ross bird. Bird Ross.
Bird Fro.
And the pink Mohican.
Yep. That's solid hair choices. I am sorry to the people listening in the microphone for every time I hit the microphone with the paintbrush. I hope it's not too many times.
I hope it's appreciated how much effort I'm putting into this bird. It's having a good day. There we go.
That'll do.
That'll do, bird.
They've all 5 of them have hats now. Question is, which one is that foxy boy? Is he the one with the orange hat?
I feel he'd be the one with the pink Mohican.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of available options.
Oh yeah. New profile picture right there.
That foxy burb.
Fixie burb. The burb. The Huggenbergen.
Dragonbergen.
The Huggenbergen. The burb.
Slightly wondering if I can take the dragon off of the base.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
But I don't think I can because it's been quite a while since I glued it down.
Yeah. Foxy Boy says it suits him.
Yeah, we know. We are aware of what suits the foxy boy. Whoever.
I feel like, in all honesty, any of these looks, he could pull them off.
Yeah. Probably fair, whoever he is.
Whoever it might be.
Orange. Excuse me, Mr. Burb. Getting real close to your face, I'm sorry.
Mr. Burb.
Mr. Burb, Mr. Burb.
Sorry to disturb you, Mr. Burb.
I just want the eyes to be a bit less, like, piercing. They look a bit stoned. Yep. There we go. Their eyes just look a little less freaky. Yee.
I think that is as grey as I can make that base.
Yeah.
I also noticed that I need to get the red back in and do some more tail. I apparently missed a chunk of tail.
They are fairly important. Oh. Okay. I got all confused then. Why did they all turn grey? Because I shifted the layers around and because I want it to be a soft light.
So here I have missed a chunk of tail, you can see here.
Oh, yeah. Silly John.
Silly. Probably at that point very paint covered John.
Tired and paint covered.
It's a lot of dragon.
Excuse me, cake break.
Cake break.
Nom.
An important stage in all artwork.
Honestly, I'd create so much more art if it came with a regular cake break.
I mean, it can do. Damn it.
Until I get banned from eating cake.
Just now trying to look around and see if there's any more. Any more bits that need to be read that aren't.
Yeah.
There's a little.
It is that one. Yeah, that layer.
Little bit under the wing here.
I give it like little something something.
A little more summit than the pink Mohican.
Yeah. Just like, you know, so many details. Bit of texture or something. A bit more shape, you know.
Ah.
Whether it's working or not, I don't know. But the thought's there. And I hear that's what counts.
I ripped the top off my paintbrush.
How was this anything to do? What'd you do that for?
How?
I was trying to dry it with a towel and it came off in my hand.
Oh.
That's why you're supposed to beat the devil out of it, John.
No, because he'd have flung it across the room.
Beat the devil.
Right. Let's get a different brush. and go back in with some more yellow, orange, one of those colours. Orange.
Yellow, orange, blue, green, red.
Yeah, that looks. Herbs. Need to change layer.
I wish layer changing was a thing I could do.
Would be interesting, wouldn't it? Like this. Give it some feathers. I feel like that kind of works.
It's a bit of texture, yeah. Beat the devil out of it.
I can't remember what the devil count is on the Bob Ross streams, but it's something ridiculous.
Have you ever tried to follow a Bob Ross tutorial?
No.
Good fun.
I want to, but in my current location, it's not really conducive.
We should do it
One day.
sometime. So I've just seen looking at it close up. I don't know how well this is going to come across on the camera, but there's like a little V shape in his chest.
Oh yeah.
Just about make it out there. I'm going to try and go in on that with the yellow, so that bit's like the lightest colour.
Okay.
I haven't used the yellow in a little while, so give it a good shake.
So, whoa. So his belly is in shadow. Then we go to here. Do loads of scribbles. I don't know. I'm not. It's more detail than my usual style. So it may end up that I just take this stuff out. I'm unsure. We shall see.
But it's an experiment.
Yeah.
think another step that needs to happen before I do the finalizing and sort of there's the scar.
Yeah.
So a step that I think needs to happen before I do that work is I need to go and buy some more paintbrushes. Because I need some very fine-tipped paintbrushes, and most of my fine-tipped paintbrushes aren't fine-tipped anymore.
Anymore?
They're sort of fraying away.
Oh, okay. So not staying pointed.
Not staying pointed.
Silly brushes.
You might be able to convince them to go back into a better shape. Possibly.
I mean, I've got one very nice, very thin brush.
Yeah.
And even that's a little bit wibbly.
Hmm.
I'd also have this nice piece of gold, like tarnished gold, to go on the base of this dragon.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is meant to be the armor that's so the good version of the dragon, because it's one of the Warhammer models, and they do a lot of models at the moment where you can make multiple variants of the same model.
Yeah.
And the good version of this model wears like a gleaming golden armor.
Okay.
And so I thought, if I paint that up as sort of the damaged gold effect, that can look interesting as a piece on the floor, because there's a lot of base here.
Yeah.
Girk says, time to get the brush shampoo. Yeah. Time to work out how to take care of paintbrushes, I guess. Possibly that should have been a little while ago.
Maybe.
Too late now!
This is why I stick to digital brushes. Don't gotta care for them.
How are we doing on that yellow? Still a bit tacky. Can start the Flesh Terror red on the back, though.
Oh, nice.
By the time I get to the front.
Larsberg. Bird wings. Nice thing about this is I don't have to worry about trying to draw the other ones upside down or having to keep rotating the canvas. It just does it for me.
So the nice thing about this bit is we're just going to get Flesh Terror red all over this model.
And your hands.
And my hands. But it doesn't matter, because we're just going all over the place.
Everywhere. 20... Go back to like 2.5, I think it was. Sorry, I'm gonna have to hide some burb hats for the moment, I think. I'm sorry, burbs. I don't want to steal your hats, but I have to.
They'll understand, I'm sure.
What if they don't, John? What if they're deeply hurt?
I will give them back. Honest. As soon as I can. Which, for the record, is not just yet.
So now there's a lot of just painting this same paint all over the place. So while I do this, I think, Sean, you weren't around earlier when I said this to Sean. Did you see about the world's heaviest potato?
No.
There's been news.
Potato based.
Hold on to your butts, everyone. It doesn't get more exciting.
So, a few months ago, a couple in New Zealand found a really, really, really big potato.
Okay.
They called it Doug.
I mean, I'm liking this couple already.
And they entered it into the Guinness World Records and said, hey, we've found the biggest potato.
Yeah.
And the Guinness World Records confirmed that it was bigger than their current biggest potato.
By some decent amount?
By an amount. I don't know if it was... I can't quite say if it was a huge amount more.
Yeah.
But they said, we need to have a DNA sample from Doug.
To check that it's not a mutant potato.
They-
I'm
they
assuming.
check to make sure that they are indeed the parents. Potato.
Potato parents make sense, yeah.
And today, the news has come back from the Guinness World Record people that
it's actually a dog.
Doug is actually a gourd, not a potato.
No, they were lied to. What is a gourd? Remind me.
Like a squash.
I was entirely sure you were going to say, like a potato.
Like a potato.
As soon as I asked that question, I was like, oh god. But you didn't take it, I'm impressed.
Imagine a potato, but it's not.
Potato, but just not quite a potato. Yeah. So how does it compare to gourds?
Apparently, it's not the biggest.
Oh.
Also, gourds cover, I think, pumpkins are gourds.
Yeah, pumpkins are called.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
Like marrows, squashes, pumpkins, all that kind of stuff. Are all
Yeah.
gourds.
it's not overly impressive for a gourd.
But for a potato, fuck.
For a potato, yeah, it's real impressive. We here at Final Boss Fight pride ourselves on bringing you the latest news about potatoes.
Which this is not, because it's a gourd.
Yeah.
Oh god.
We're sorry we have let you down on this this time. We will take some time to think about our actions, and we'll aim to return with you shortly with more actually potato-based news.
What if you put a gourd on Ramsay, says the Gurks.
we're not angry. We're just deeply disappointed.
I mean, you're deeply disappointed. I'm considering how one would get a gourd on Ramsay.
I mean, I feel it'd be very easy because he's a chef.
He would be around them.
He'd be
But
around
like,
them.
you know, wearing it like a hat would be my goal.
Okay. That might be a bit trickier.
Yeah. You can see where I was thrown into the depths of thought there.
Depths of despair.
Yeah. I would like to be able to.
Put a gourd on Ramsay.
Yeah. You know, like when you see it in the prank that's in supermarkets where people like put a bucket over someone's head
And then
and
act
then
like they're doing
pretend it wasn't them. Like, I want to be able to do that with a gourd on Gordon Ramsay's head and get away with it. I'm going to need a crack team to be able to do it.
I feel that now you've given away something vital, which is the element of surprise.
I mean, it depends.
I mean,
whether
you're fully aware, Sean, that Gordon Ramsay is a massive fan. Well,
yeah, I mean, clearly I underestimated this.
Which may help,
I mean,
I guess.
he's got like a final boss fight #1 fan T-shirt that he made himself.
Yeah, I should have thought about that really, shouldn't I?
I can't remember if my uncles met him or not. My uncle used to work with a lot of celebrity chefs.
Oh, that's cool. There we go. Burbs have been burbed.
Burbs complete.
And I can put the hats back on. There we go. Burb hats have been returned to burbs. I've got a blanket on the chair. It's all and good, but I fidget a lot. So then I end up, after a while, just sitting on the blanket, and then it's uncomfy. And then I'm also cold.
Yeah. There's issues.
So, water. Water is the next thing.
Wilder.
Wilder. Right. Beach lines. I'm not sure on this, whether I'm going to keep the beach lines or not. I'm unsure. One to think about. Many.
Corrupt. Need to heckin' think.
Yeah.
We're not doing heckin' thinks right now, we're doing heckin' arts.
But you've got to think about the arts.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, that splat is ginormous. Splat.
Splat, splodge, splatter. The other words.
need synthetic paint, but I don't want it to drop off white as much as it is. What about natural blend? No.
Long time.
No.
No, I'm saying. No, I'm saying.
Oh, I should probably chuck this in a group. That would be a good. There we go.
You could do that.
Like, this is why I'm thinking that I might take off the line. I think I could get more fun of a blend. I think. I turn the lines off, then I get to blend through. I don't know, what do you think? Lines or no lines?
Sorry, can we see the comparison again while I look up?
Lines.
No lines.
No lines.
Lines.
I think I like it without the lines.
Yeah. It's a bit different, because everything I do is, like, line arty, but I'm actually really liking this texture brush at the minute, so...
Yeah.
The other thing I might do, actually, is duplicate and merge that one, put that in there, because I think it will try and blend the colour out, which is quite exciting. Oh yeah. Yeah, it do. Splashy, splashy. Splashy, splashy.
There's definitely some tongue poking out moments here as I'm trying to get in
Concentrating to the max.
nooks and crannies of the dragon.
Just want this to be on colourless. Is that like? Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, this type of paintbrush is fun.
So what is it? It's a texture brush.
Yeah, I'm using what's the word? The Autodesk Sketchbook, and it has just various brushes that it comes with, and this is called Blendable Mess.
Nice.
And it is not wrong. I can confirm is very much Blendable Mess. Because I just need it to, like, it needs to be looking like it's the shallows.
Yeah.
Essentially. add some yellow back. It needs some white back in with it as well to help the transition.
My hand.
No, not an eraser. How about this? You paint on your hand again.
My hand's cramping.
Sean's enjoying your pain.
Yep. Pain fuels me.
Oh, okay, phone. It's only now that my phone's gone, oh yeah, Twitter's a thing and you've been mentioned on it. Great job, phone. Great job.
What were you mentioned on Twitter for?
I don't know. It just came up with an ad. Oh, it was us killing Ridden.
Oh.
Blood.
Like 7:30 that posted.
Yeah. So you can imagine my surprise when it's only decided to tell me now.
Good job Twitter isn't about being on the pulse of things that are happening.
Well, realistically, it's probably my phone. And my phone does not care. Let's have some. I don't know whether I'm liking that or not. Kind of cool, maybe. But they don't look like they fit there. That's the problem. They need some shadow beneath them, I think.
I think that's done now.
Yeah. Soft light. Not soft light. I lied. Not hard light.
What would you like to eat? What would you like that?
It kind of gives them a little bit of a shadow, but I think it's enough of a shadow.
So I'm thinking the Nuln oil, which is basically a black ink wash.
Yeah.
If I could get this Flesh Terror red closed, that'll be a first start. I'm thinking that will go across, and rather than doing it all over everything,
Yeah.
if I do that on the back of the model and focus on around the scar,
Right.
to really bring up the contrast there, that might look cool.
Mm-hmm.
but I need to let that dry for a while.
Yeah.
So that might be it for my dragon painting.
Mhm.
Because that contrast paint really needs to dry. But I am happy with how this is turning out. Like, I think that's looking really cool.
Yeah.
Where I've done the oranges, like you can see it's definitely a, even more so on the camera actually it comes across, but it is definitely like a lighter shade, so it's not all one shade.
Yeah.
But it is all sort of tied together and looks like the same thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which I'm liking.
Yeah.
So that can go back on the shelf for now.
That as far as you're going with that at the moment, or has it got a lot of drying to do? Really,
It's got a lot of drying to do in it. Like with like the layer paints, they dry quite quickly.
Yeah.
Unlike the standard acrylics. I mean, that contrast paint takes a little while to dry, and I don't really want to rush it.
Yeah.
So what I might do, I've got Inti here,
Oh yeah.
who is finished with the paint job.
Mhm.
So I might do the base of Inti.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
The base of Inti.
And grab
Get rid of that. Yeah. I think that's some good texture to the water. I think.
Yeah, looks good to me.
It's all sort of splashy and like.
Okay, yeah, that paintbrush, that's probably dead now. Oh, and that's camera's falling over.
It's.
Oops.
Wonder if I put in like some cloudy dews. No, I don't know. Like that. And then go back to this one. Does that smudge that? Ooh. It kind of does. Interesting. Interesting.
Is that?
I get the other side of blending, essentially. Playing around with clouds. trying to get some good textures in that I'm happy with. Shape, like hint of shape, essentially. There we go. Whether this one will actually get put on anything or not, I don't know, because it's such a sidestep from what I normally do.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Because I normally do much crisper lined things unless I'm just messing about, so I don't think the style matches. Partly the hats on the burbs don't help to see what it... But like...
But it's an interesting experiment at the very least.
It doesn't match together the texture on the bird with the solid lines, and then not to have any solid lines in the water. I don't think it does what it needs to. Like...
So there's Inti's base blackened.
Oh.
So when that's had a little bit of time to dry, I want to try the Agron... Agleran... What's it called?
Whatever the hell its name is.
Agrellan Badland.
Okay. Right. I think I'm going to save that base, because I do like that bit of base. I just don't think it's what I need.
It's not what...
For this picture.
Apparently these paintbrushes just had no glue to hold the brush in place.
Between the handle and the metal cap.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they're like crimped in.
These ones have been introduced to a crimp.
Yeah.
They've vaguely heard of what a crimp is.
Or so they think.
Tanny is home.
And he's home? What will they be there for?
Welcome home, Tanny.
While you dry, Mr. Inti. Where's this guy? I mean, you can if you want. Do you think Tanny can join us?
Have we got a possible incoming Tanny?
Yeah.
I see no reason why we can't have Tanny join us.
Hello.
Oh no, Tanny's joined us!
Double stream, double noises.
Oh yeah. It do melt the brain, can confirm.
I got food.
Yay, food.
Stir fry.
I keep drawing outside of the lines.
Have you considered not drawing outside of the lines?
Focus camera.
Oh, that's the button I hold down for that. That's fun.
Is that Tyson?
This is Tyson.
Tyson.
This is Tyson, and I'm going to paint the metal on his armor.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Like a boss. Bloody ghosts.
Bloody ghosts.
Well,
They're
while you
reviving
lot,
people again.
while you lot are being all artsy and stuff, I'm putting myself through hell in Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring. Elden Ring.
I did wonder which kind of ghosts you were
Yeah.
referring to, but that makes sense.
There are far too many ghosts in the gaming world.
Yeah. Following the edges. Art program. Why are you like this? Even with the highest tolerance, it still won't go up to the edges properly. And I do not know why.
Because it is a poopy butt.
Yeah. I wish it wouldn't.
You wish it
It
wouldn't. Poopy
knows
butt.
only how to be a poopy butt.
It just makes all my life more difficult. Well, did an absolutely atrocious job on that. There we go.
Danny, did you say what food you'd got?
Stir fry.
Ooh.
It's not Friday, so you know.
I've got the chow mein sauce. I think I made the noodles I have is like egg noodles, and they always go in a big bag in like Aldi, and it's
Like the dried ones.
no, these ones are like already like it's
Are fresh.
fresh. Yeah, so they have a time limit on it. Unfortunately, the time limit is today, but you know.
But you're eating
They
them.
usually things. Most things last longer than that anyway. Realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Right, back to this. So how else are we gonna do this? I think I need a layer with white. Oh. Where's the grey from that come from? Don't think people can see on stream where I'm currently trying to find. Somewhere in this layer. That one. Sometimes the rubbers don't like rub things out 100% and you have to go and hunt down what layer it's from. Very irritating.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot of poopy.
Mm.
The word for today is poopy.
Hot
Okay.
garbage.
Hot garbage.
That sounds like
I'll have-
hot garbage.
I'll have, and I think I'll have the hot garbage.
Well,
Sneaky, 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 sneaky.
sneak. He's so sneaky. So sneaky.
I'm so sneaky.
So did everybody see the orange skies today?
Sadly not.
Nope.
Oh.
Too far away.
Mine, it's raining here.
Yeah, it was raining here. Well,
It's been raining here as well. It's just been orange sky while
Was
it's
it
raining.
raining orange?
yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Thankfully, after it rained orange, it rained. It rained clear,
Clear oranges.
To wash all of
and
the
it washed the
off.
orange off the cars.
That was nice of it.
Not enough clothes, though.
No.
Because
It's not that
my
kind.
mother sent me a message earlier on about don't go outside, it's orange out. But okay, there's a message.
That was a message.
Yeah. Can confirm. Was message.
Was can confirm message.
I'm trying to do the line of light around here in making it really smooth, but I think it might actually work with a bit of a wobble.
Wobble.
A bit of a wobble
Hmm.
Shake the
in
paint.
this day and age.
Shake it to paint.
You shake it a paint.
Now to get in on Tyson and do his horns, feet, and skeletal hand.
A little hand.
Got a heckin' skeletal hand.
Also, just loving how it's how the red's coming out on one hand specifically. Just looks like I've sliced a fingernail open.
Yeah. You're right or left-handed?
Right.
So that's coming off of the paintbrush.
It must have been when I was getting in with the paintbrush.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Ushabti bone.
Oh, messed up.
So, BRB.
Messed up the line.
What do you do that for?
I'm into. It just heckin' happens. Yeah, that's kind of working.
I got itchy eye. Worst possible time to have an itchy eye.
I return.
Tanny, could you itch Sean's eye?
Did I?
Could you?
And you.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, Sean, you're stuck now.
I'm stuck with an itchy eye
Yep, forever.
You got
while
eyeworms,
roaming the
buddy.
lands between.
You got
Yep.
eyeworms, buddy.
that like
Not
an-
the eyeworms.
Is that like an earworm?
That and a leg worm and a skin worm and a head worm and a
Footworm.
lot of worms.
Not worms.
Is Sean just
All of us.
made of worm?
I mean,
Are
we were trying
made of
not
worm?
to break it to him quite that harshly, John. Now you've gone and let the worms out of the bag. Now Sean's gonna cry.
No, I'm not. I know I was made of worms.
Oh, okay.
I'm like one of the hunters from
Yeah, one of the
Uh,
Halo hunters.
Halo.
Oh, yeah, I forget they're
They're a giant colony of worms in an armored suit.
Interesting.
Yeah, now you say I remember seeing it as part of the art.
Yeah.
Like you can tell. It's just not a piece of information my brain had held on to.
Can't remember the name of their race.
Worms.
They are.
That's a lobster.
What's a lobster?
I'm watching someone play Elden Ring. That's a lobster.
Sean ran past one of them the other day.
They are a McGlacklow.
Yes.
I shall post it in the voice chat stuff because I know I pronounced that wrong. But it's
What's the elite?
they're Sangheili.
Sangheili. Yes. Knew they were like Sangheili.
They're the ones, and Ungoys are the
Grunts.
grunts.
Well, messed that hoof up a little bit, but I can cover that up. I just need to get in with the brown again.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is just playing around, trying to get the paint in the right place. A little bit too much paint here, a little bit not enough there.
Yeah.
This overlaps over that, which nudges that. Oh no. Why have I suddenly got a blackbird just chilling around in here? Well,
What are you doing here, Blackbird?
there we
We
go.
go.
Now he's got his oyster catcher stripes back on. Oh, hello.
Nakey bird.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I'm unsure, but sure.
So at this point,
Yeah.
as I wait for the big guy to dry, and I think I need to get more paintbrushes and also possibly other paints for some of the other figures I have. Should we wrap up this arty strum?
Can do.
Just no, wait. I can do the inti base.
Oh god, the Inti base.
The windy base.
Let's get one of these brushes. One of these brushes.
One of those.
One of them there brushes.
Work it a little bit. So there's a little bit of give to it. And we're going to grab out Inti and have a look at that base.
All about that bit.
All about that base.
I'm all about that base. That base. No,
And then we're going to try this Agrellan Badland.
I've lost the ability to draw straight lines or smooth curves. All of it's going wrong. I don't know what it is. Suddenly I reach a point where my brain's just like, no, cannot process hand-eye coordination. You're on your own, sorry.
We're out. Bye.
Essentially.
I don't know if I'm meant to shake this or not, but I'm going to give it a go. I don't think it actually did anything.
I would assume you're supposed to shake.
This looks like a paste.
You're a paste.
Hasty.
Pasty old.
This is very, very thick.
How many C's?
Like 7.
Wow. That really is thick. Not normal. I want soft light. Yeah, soft light. I want you to go there. Go there. There we go.
I do a heckin' sneak.
Maybe sneak or sneeze?
Sneak.
Give us sneak.
I wasn't
You'd
sure
know-
which one you were going to
You'd
say.
know if I'd done a heckin' sneak.
Yes. everyone would know.
Now would
Just
be
the
a
whole
bad
planet.
time for a heckin' sneeze.
Ah!
What, from you or from Sean?
Either.
Both.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh, well, I
Hello.
did a dot somewhere that shouldn't have been a dot.
Oh, it's too late now.
This is why I digital art. I press undo and it's like, yay, I never did the thing.
Are you finished my dinner?
And that
Nice.
makes me happy.
So, I've worked the Agrellan Badlands into the base,
Right.
and there's quite a thick layer of it. It is quite grainy,
Okay.
which is an interesting texture on a paint.
I guess that's because it's all helping to build the texture. So it actually got like a kind of grit in it.
It looks like it does, yes.
Yeah, so it's all about building texture then, that's cool.
So we're gonna
Sneaky.
put Inti over there. And we're gonna see about washing this brush off. And
Yeah.
we're gonna chat for a few minutes while we see what happens with that paint.
It just suddenly explodes.
Hopefully it doesn't do that one.
Just like we did him. Yeah, and that's why I can't go to the garden center anymore.
I mean, if it happens, either Sean can tell the future, or he planned it.
If I point the camera down there,
It was Sean all along.
You know? It could have been.
actually, can I bring the camera down like this? I mean, that looks an interesting... Can you see that on the stream? Like, that's an interesting base.
Oh, yeah.
So, buttery biscuit base.
Biscuits.
Butter.
So actually, if I put the...
I mean, yes, I'm also on board for butter.
Oh no, I might have to do that.
You know what?
I've
I've got
not
to say
had.
this.
I've not had.
Sean.
Biscuits?
I've got to say this, Sean, but I actually bought myself some hot cross buns the other day.
You bought yourself some what? Sorry?
Hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns?
Yes.
None
I'm
of the
trying
fancy ones that would enrage Sean, though, I hope.
No, they're just normal hot cross buns, 85p in Sainsbury's. And I toasted them and put butter on it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the dairy one. It was a non-dairy butter, but it's my favourite butter though. It was very nice.
As long as it's a butter you enjoy, that's fun.
Nice.
Stream, you can now see the camera. You can now see the Streamlabs.
I actually had it.
I hope-
with nice
Oh, yeah.
tea as well.
I hope nobody got too motion sick while I was moving the camera around there.
I didn't see anything, so you're good.
I hope.
Whoa!
I possibly should have added motion warnings there, or just turn the camera off. But
Possibly.
I didn't think of doing that.
But
But I needed to be able to see where the camera was going.
Yeah. This is fair. Ink dropper. Why have you not...
Megalakogolo. Megalakogolo.
yeah, I think he's trying to read what. The...
I'm trying to pronounce the name of the hunters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a look up some Florida men.
Florida. It's time for Florida man.
Please proceed to pray for our brain cells, because we're gonna need it.
You're the one who sold a bunch of love cards to some guy who married some alligator.
Yeah, apparently. And I'd do it again, okay? I'd do it again.
I'm going to see if we get anything
Do it
interesting.
Or stream isn't going to have any idea what you're talking about, Sean. Are you proud of yourself now? Are you proud?
Yes, I am.
There you go. I've heard it here first.
I love confusing people. What?
Yeah, it might as well be attached to your middle name.
If I don't cause some state of bafflement in my day-to-day life, I feel like I failed, okay?
Yeah, noted. I think I'm going to try, like I did on one of my previous ones, adding, like, wave bubbles.
Okay.
So, like, you know, the sort of patches of foamy...
Goodness.
Yeah. Foamy shits you get. I think I'm going to try adding something like that. See if that helps, because it's missing something at the moment, but I can't quite tell what.
Florida swim team practice cancelled by alligator.
That's not news, John.
Naked Florida man caught on video stealing American flag.
That's pretty tame, Florida man. I was half expecting it to be like naked Florida man steals American flag while riding an alligator that's also riding a horse.
Yeah.
A man
That
from
thinks it's a unicorn.
the man or the horse?
That's the question, isn't it?
True. A Florida man called the cops to make sure that the meth he bought was really meth.
I feel like that answers the question in itself.
He has been arrested for possession of meth.
Well, then it was real. And then when he gets out of prison, he can enjoy it. He can enjoy his meth. It's very Moorish.
Moorish. Yeah, I think this is working. I think this is the look I was needing.
Oh, that guy. Cool.
Oh, that guy. Cool.
Sorry, there was just a headline of Florida man with half a head arrested for attempted murder and arson. And I was like, did he have someone else's half of a head?
Did he have a whole head when he begun this escapade, or?
But no, he's got a deformed skull. And so, like, the top of his skull isn't. And he attempted to murder someone by setting a mattress on fire.
Charming.
As you do. Shank through the back.
I think Sean might have just shanked someone.
Through the back.
I did. Through the back.
Were they to blame?
Yeah.
They give love a bad name.
He also gave love a bad name. I should hope so for things called the vulgar militia.
Yeah. I feel that's fitting.
Florida man arrested twice this week after first shooting, then stealing his girlfriend's dog. Oh, no.
What?
Let me rewind. There was a comma missing. After a shooting, then stealing his girlfriend's dog.
Oh, okay.
His parents
Well, that-
arrested only once.
Good for them.
A Florida man started the week off bad and it only got worse. By midweek, he'd been arrested twice.
Yeah.
And his
That's
arrest
problematic for him.
His arrest led to an acquaintance and his parents also being arrested. 28-year-old Joshua
it's gonna be
Carpenter was first arrested on March the 6th after a deputy responded to a disturbance between Carpenter and his girlfriend, whom he had been dating for a few days. During the investigation, it was learned that 3 days prior, Carpenter had pointed a firearm at his girlfriend. And they were still apparently boyfriend-girlfriend after that.
Well, it was America. What do you expect? This was an average Tuesday in most relationships.
And threatened to blow up her residence with a grenade.
Once again, average Tuesday in America.
A second incident occurred in the morning hours of March the 6th, in which Carpenter broke into the victim's residence, stole her dog, broke her fence, and took the batteries from her security cameras.
I thought you were going to say like take the batteries from her remote or something, just to be a real dick about it.
Carpenter who has been convicted of 8 previous felonies, was arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about what I'd expect. I don't have high hopes for humanity, and then Florida Man start, and it just
goes lower somehow.
just gravity takes over, and it's somehow like about 4 millimeters from the center of the earth. Like there's no hope.
On March the 7th, Carpenter's girlfriend bonded him out of the jail, and they went out for a drink with a friend.
What'd he do?
They ended up back at Carpenter's residence on Helena Street in Lakeland. He began to get angry, so the friend left in his car, and the girlfriend got into her vehicle as well. At that time, he began yelling at her, smashed her side view mirror with his hand, and then fired 5 shots at her car as she drove away.
Yeah, sure. I don't have any other words.
A detective
sure.
arrived at the residence and made contact with the parents. Mrs. Carpenter acted surprised when the detective told her while he was there, and she denied having heard any gunshots.
Sorry.
Mr. Carpenter told the detective that he hadn't seen his son since that morning, and that he also hadn't heard the gunshots.
Sus.
I apologise for that.
You okay?
My throat has just been a bitch. I feel like I feel like I've got something in my throat, and I just feel like I need to cough it out, and I'm just like, get out. But
Strange.
Alright.
So,
What do you think to the edge? This style of waterway instead.
ooh, interesting.
kind of fits more with the more with the style, I think.
Yeah.
I think I need to knock some of this texture back and just go for the bold edges
Bold
as
edge
well.
colours.
As much as I like them with that amount of shape to them, it just needs to sit back a little, I feel.
So, their house, the Carpenter house, was fitted with security cameras that the Carpenters allowed the detective to review,
Yeah.
which showed him running outside and shooting at the car. And also the internal cameras showed Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter, who had said they hadn't heard the gunshots, reacting to the gunshots.
Yeah.
While reviewing the security video, Joshua returned home and was promptly arrested. And while searching his house, they found methamphetamine, marijuana, and other drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I draw enough smileys in this. Do you think people will notice?
Nah.
Do it.
He has now been arrested and charged with attempted felony murder with weapon, possession of firearm by convicted felon, use of firearm during felony, burglary of a occupied structure, tampering with evidence, violation of RPO, burglary of an unoccupied structure, grand theft, possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana over 20 grams, keeping shop for drugs, discharge of firearm in residential area, criminal mischief, resisting, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I love criminal mischief.
It really doesn't sound right, does it?
It doesn't sound like what I know, what I'm aware, it's a lot more serious than it sounds. But it sounds like it sounds like the kind of thing that they would respond to with, "Oh, you little tyke," but it's usually not.
Yeah. Oh, you little so-and-so doing that again.
You scamp.
Yeah. I'm also thinking I might need to move this bird.
Maybe you do.
Either that or I just need to somehow get his feet to mesh with the water. I don't know. Not sure. Any thoughts?
How would you
And then
get
that-
his feet to mesh with the water?
Yeah, who's it that now? Some more dots. Do some sort of blobby shape there. Maybe one yeah, maybe he needs to be on the sand.
Okay.
I also feel like this one looks like he's wearing a cowboy boot.
It does have a cowboy boot leg, yeah.
But I'm okay with that.
Okay, I did try and look up uplifting news.
But there isn't any. Oh, well.
Well, I don't know if the first article on here is it doesn't quite fit the bill in that the headline is Tokyo school drops controversial dress code on hair and underwear color.
Hair color. I understand. The other one I don't.
It depends on the rest of the school uniform. And the only
Well,
reason I say that is because I went to school with a girl who very much enjoyed her luminous coloured underwear, and you could see it in its entirety through her school shirt. But that really says more about the school shirt
For
quality, I think.
decades,
But
for decades, being a student in Tokyo meant you had to look a certain way. Under the public school's dress code, all students had to dye their hair black. Certain hairstyles were prohibited, and even their underwear had to be a designated colour.
I don't understand having to dye your hair colour. Having to be your natural colour. I still don't 100% see the point, but I can see the thought behind it.
A total of 5 rules will be dropped by nearly 200 public schools across Tokyo, including regulation on hair and underwear colour, a ban on 2-block hairstyles.
2-block hairstyles.
Which are long on top and short at the back and sides.
Okay, yeah.
Other rules being cut include the practice of punishing students in the form of house arrest, and ambiguous language in the guidelines on what is considered typical of high school students.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, not good news.
Let's
In the sense of the usual good news.
Good news, everyone!
I need to watch Futurama again.
They're making more, and I don't know how.
I
They
started.
figured out what they're doing with the Bender voice.
They got him back.
I posted in films and movies the other week.
Oh, sweet. So they came to an agreement then.
Would you
Yeah,
like this truckload of money?
They decided to pay him what he asked for coming back and doing a role that he hadn't done for several years.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I feel like I don't know many. Like as much as they could have made it so that he could have had a different voice, because Bender's a robot, it wouldn't have been the same.
No. I just... They ended it well.
I never saw the ending, so I don't know how it ended. I started watching it on the Disney.
I mean, I guess in theory, it did also end in a way that could allow for more sort of.
They always do that with stuff, though, don't they? Realistically.
It ended with a time loop. Closed loop.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about his wife? Shred juice. Good news, everyone!
Oh, Farnsworth.
That's my favourite.
My brain occasionally just goes, Azuzu! That's his gargoyle, isn't it? If I remember rightly?
Something like that, I think, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking at the I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera because I think it needs to be closer than I can get it to really show up. But like it's drying out pretty well at this point.
You stick your hand behind it so that it's focusing on that, not the paints behind, because I think it's picking up on the lettering. But you've got to not block the light as well, which is difficult.
Ooh, hello.
It's trying to focus on your hand, so push it back towards your hand. Oh, there. Okay, yeah, you can see the kind of grainy texture. That's cool.
One second, let me see if I can get some more light on this.
See if we can shed more light on the situation.
Yeah, it's sort of gravelly and dusty and all that good stuff.
Which is interesting for a paint
Yeah.
that is just literally you slopped some on and it comes out like this.
Slap it on.
That's cool.
Yeah, I guess it's just like it's a thick enough paint to be able to suspend the grip.
Yeah.
And then that just has allowed it to then be applied, and then as it dries and the liquid evaporates, whatever that is, it just leaves behind the grainy. Keep finding other sections of this yellow that I've missed filling in.
Son of bitch.
So I think that is a good place to wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
If you say so, John.
I do. I'm just
Fine.
just gonna move. Just gonna break everything over there. Apparently.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move some things out of the way and then I'm going to come back in and do the outro. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you haven't done so already, there's a little follow button underneath the stream that you can just hit to... don't even know what that was. To follow us, and that will let you guys know when we go live, and it's a completely free way that you can support us on the channel. Keep your eyes peeled because we've got some exciting things planned for the rest of the week, including but not limited to the following streams. On Thursday night, tomorrow night, Angel is going to be back on the Angel Games Player channel with some more possibly Bioshock Rapture.
Oh yeah.
On Friday, I don't think we've got a stream planned at the moment because it's Jeff's. Jeff is away.
Yes. Yes, I saw a Discord message regarding.
Which means we don't actually have another stream until Monday next week because on Sunday this week we are doing the session 0 for Rime of the Frost Maiden, which isn't going to be streamed, but does mean that Rime of the Frost Maiden is starting really soon. April the 3rd. April the 3rd, we will have a new D&D campaign with new characters. And some new players. But Monday, I will be back on Create Above and Beyond with myself and Chris, as we will be doing more creating. I want to finish up the kinetic mechanisms, and I think Chris has been discussing going to the end and killing some endermans there and collecting some end stones. Tuesday next week, I'll be doing some more Middle Earth Shadow of War. As I can't remember where I am at the moment on that. I think I'm trying to take over the really cold fortress and build up my army there to be able to do so. I need to backstab all the people. So tune in for that. Wednesday next week, I don't know. I might throw to Jeff and say, Jeff, can you do a thing next Wednesday? Because I'm not around.
Yeah.
So unless one of you guys wants to run a stream, it's probably going to be Jeff. We'll see. Watch this space.
Keep an eye on the socials. You know, all that good stuff.
Yeah. We're trying to use their socials now.
Yeah. With like videos going up and everything.
Yeah. We're now going to do a raid.
What?
Raid.
What kind of bullshit is this?
Shall we raid into Star?
Yes.
Starship Trooper is doing It Takes Two.
Oh, It Takes Two. Oh, that would be with Flavor. Yeah, that's cool.
So go give Star some love. We'll see you guys again real soon. For now, so long.